is actually going towards Flickless because I truly believe he is a phenomenal KO player.
He was going to be my highlight coming into this map because I think that he has some of the best supportive flashes, even if his team memes them sometime. But also the timing of the knife, especially on that defensive side, is going to be integral. Starting off on the attack, though, a lot of the focal point does come more so onto Ara. Like, is this guy going to be set up to be in that space? And so that combo of Flickless and Ara need to be on point, especially with the sheer amount of delay the PRX have. You need some of that utility removed. If you're hitting a site and it's all online, you're in trouble.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're coming into a game and looking at Flickless and saying, well, his utility's got to be on point, that's a pretty safe bet. The guy was unbelievable. For me, at least, just at an eye test, I'm not using stats or anything, just watching the damn game. Flickless, I think, is the best utility in all of the MEA.
Yeah, and more importantly, the age-old question, what's better, a dinosaur or a giant? Here's Uber and Wyatt to answer that.
Sure, yeah, one of the more compelling questions. Keeps me up at night. They might have giant in the name, but MEA's #2 seed are definitely the David in this David versus Goliath matchup. It's PRX. We know what we get from these guys, and what we get is up-tempo, fast-paced, audacious, in-your-face Valorant.
I'm excited for this matchup stylistically. I think GX are coming into this tournament, for me, as maybe even the most interesting EMEA team, certainly as far as how they play like their defensive sides, you know? How they run so many aggro set strats, and against PRX, who are probably the most unique team of all time in Valorant, I think this should make for a very interesting stylistic game.
It's going to be GX on the attack side to start us off, and already Ara's gotten himself pretty deep up mid. Something ready for it, turns to flash, and now for contact is just too good! What an opener! Talk about wind taken out of the sails for GX. Spike dropped in mid, and Cloud and Westside trembling hands to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, something pretty much just continuing the reign of terror that he has been on throughout Stage 2 until now, and one of the absolute peaks of his career at the moment. Forsaken caught getting a tad bit too adventurous, perhaps, in mid. So the tiniest of openings for GX, the PRX are ready to just flood onto them and get an ace.
Well, ace. Well, ace for the boy. Jump, bounce, just like Bambi. Something. Well, look at what he came for. Pistol round ace for something. And PRX start out with a very nice little burst of confidence. And this is why PRX can get away with such ridiculous stuff, Wyatt. They have this individual talent. I feel like it's rarely seen at this level.
Absolutely not. It's just across the entire team. They're all capable of this, but genuinely though, yeah, Something's form at the moment has just been utterly outrageous, even for his standards. Feels like he's hitting a real career high at the perfect time right now heading into Champions.
That 1v2 clutch with the off on bind against Sheila Gaming had my jaw on the floor. The guy is ridiculous.
Oh. And he gets away with 1 HP under a lot of pressure there with the Judge. That 0 point connects onto a couple players, so a good paranoia is sent in. Device so weak on account of Aura.
Still having to fight for a spot. Patman having trouble digging him out of Switcher.
Yeah, that was some pretty solid util actually from GX to get back in there with a 0 point into the paranoia. Couple kills. They're going to get the spike down. A low HP for Westside. He has picked up that stinger. Definitely needs to play close range. Wants to play a flash even, but
pretty isolated there, Flickless, without an opportunity to actually get involved. And now that slow orb will make it difficult for him to work his way back out. Defuse here for PRX, and the important weapons will be maintained. We're going to have a switch up of our diffuser here briefly as Jing gets off, something gets on, working towards a very early dimensional drift for the Yoru.
Just going one orb away. Nice that something goes down to 1 HP, but then gets a heal with Jing, so he can just go run it Flickless with a Judge. Go for part 2. GX fans hoping that first round ace, and what we've witnessed so far, not an omen of the next 11 rounds to come for PRX. This is such a challenge for GX. I mean, they're off the back right now of the biggest win of the career in these players' history, genuinely beating Sen in that first round. I'm so impressed by the level of play they were at. PRX, whole different beast though.
But they have to fight PRX for this space, Wyatt. They've got great set plays, they're really well drilled. That's something that stands them in good stead to tip the scales in their favor.
Device able to throw down a pretty deep shear wall in B main. And when you're not feeling that pressure, you can kind of just go for the jump with it, throw it down deep, and then back away. PRX are doubled up here on Cat, and something still with the Judge. while there was that sound bait coming through from Jing, he was just kind of tapping, trying to make a little bit of a distraction.
Slow start here for GX. Now they've sort of decelerated through mid a little bit with an out drone, this time clearing market. They do not want to run into a judge in that corner or someone else. Patman with a shoulder pick. Ara sees an opportunity to come forward, but actually backs out of it. Devi knocks him down to 20 as well from Switch.
That is a lot of damage exchanged. Grabino does have that full kit available at the moment, Paranoia, so the team could try to get into tree, but I'm not even sure they're aware they're walled off until they're going to get much closer here. Wall about to break, though. 3 PRX players expecting this to come through, though.
They're going to fight out of this.
What a
smoke.
setup.
PRX, for God's sake. You know they're not going to sit here and let you pass them by. Paranoia thrown out. Jing's able to capitalize. Ara very low. Strong wind to blow him over, and Forsaken's got more than just hot air. Here's Grabino. Has to walk up onto the A site. But a smoke in his way. Spike on the other side of tree with 12 seconds left. He knows he might need to batten the hatches here and just try and survive.
Only option at this point in the round. The way that PRX maneuvered the map there was so lovely. Late into that round, they insert something with that judge close up in B main. The rest of the players on that sort of B mid side, they pivot over towards tree. Reading that GX, we're going to try to go for an A split up cat when that wall expires. As soon as they start making noise there were 3 PRX players ready to go. Paranoia, and then initially, it's just the run and gun from Jing. Patman able to trade off, swinging with the Phantom. Really lovely round for PRX. They convert the bonus.
This team surrendered only 1 defense side round over to RRQ in that Pacific matchup, in that final. They were so dominant on this defense side. Some wine position taken up this time by Forsaken. Again, PRX ready to fight for this space.
And the second GX activate, they could get hit by slow orbs from Jing. Yep, there. That one's going to go down, but Aura gets ahead of it. Lovely Paranoia. Again, there's been some good util setup for GX. Unfortunately, it's just come on eco round so far.
Blown out first. Jing flattened by West Side. Always good with the Sheriff, and now into the site. GX are swarming over it.
That was just alert to cat, I believe. Something stops the plant, though. Very low on HP. A lot of danger. He's got to back up just a bit.
Yep, this buys time for a check. You better, Patman! Does not allow further passage. Are able to hold it down here from A main, and look at this wrap from something. Look at the gate crashes.
He has flanked so quickly. I do not think Cloud is going to expect this whatsoever.
Initially, he was just checking mid in case there was a late flank. Now, though, he stepped up. What an angle! Ara, though, has the presence of mind to check for it. A massive thrifty here for GX.
PRX were trying to show some of that aggression towards A main. The slow from Jing came a little bit too late. And a couple rounds now, we have seen Grabino throw out a Paranoia at a great time, and Aura able to capitalize. It happened on just the round 2 eco, so they weren't able to convert. They didn't have the weapons, but here Aura had a hero rifle, so he gets in. He gets that first. West side flanks through Cat, gets that pick. Super well done.
West side pretty terrifying with the Sheriff in hand. That was something showcased extensively against Sentinels. PRX falter slightly here. Money such that, though, they can continue to make a buy. So they can eventually stave off a mid where 4 players for GX taken up shop.
He's picked up the op. Oh my God, West side. Those are the kind of shots he hits with some crazy consistency. Just the good crosshair placement, fast reaction shots.
And he didn't have to be firing against Sentinels. The rest of his team were doing so well, but now it's a great opportunity to step up and show that individual skill. Shorty here for Ara. Inside the smoke, and it does its job. Forsaken is dealt with now quickly, trying to double back around to the site. Digging out that last defender. Devi in the corner. Only going to be able to find his one. Patman kept off the fight with that smoke towards defender spawn.
And now that remaining PRX duo, they're just forced to save. GX have really played with a lot of high tempo early round on these last couple, and it has paid off. It's resulted in early picks. Something going for that aggro play in B main, immediately dealt with. And then the exec onto the site really accelerated. Aura beats the timing into the smoke. The Devi is just left on site alone, overwhelmed. GX have done a nice job catching out PRX early.
Just well set up. I think Grabino was a player we definitely want to highlight here early. 4 assists to his name. Paranoia setups, though, have been excellent. So now PRX got to be a bit more respectful off the rip here. That was a early presence by Forsaken over towards Catwalk that was punished. There was some spam through, and then a push off of that B side.
Look at, I mean, something barely even got around the corner before being hit by that. Aura beats timing for Forsaken into the smoke. I like that from him. It's a calculated risk. Pays off.
There are similarities between how these two teams played the defense side. I think GX almost see a reflection of themselves in some of these info pushes and this proactivity from PRX.
So PRX investing into this round a fair bit around the 2 guns that were saved. Of course, if they lose, they'll have that 3-round max out loss bonus. But something picks up the Judge on account of having that dimensional drift. And they have the Hunter's Fury to combo with it. So that could be very potent if used at the right time. Getting Hunter's Fury's tags, but then also in the chaos, popping out with a Judge on someone.
PRX insisting on some mid-control with a smoke at tiles that just gets walked up through by GX. They've been able to drift over towards that catwalk position, but now 2 players taken up in tree. I'd see Forsaken play back towards the site a little bit more, but once more, we're going to see PRX fight if there is a push off catwalk. Refresh that one way at A main. Forsaken trying to imply some main presence, hoping to funnel elsewhere. But GX are unperturbed so far.
See if they just have to wait that out. They do have a drone from Cloud that could be used to clear through it. Yeah, that is going to be the maneuver. And now Paranoia immediately going to at least stall GX up. Something getting close with this Judge right into main.
Ara has to be mindful of this. Check close is going to be important. There it is. Okay, 0 point comes in, but something just steps back. He doesn't have the gate crash out, and then opts to step forward. Cloud now with a Hunter's Fury, Forsaken avoiding for the time being. Does get pinged out by that second shot. Goes low, it doesn't matter. He handles Grabinho. Manhandles him up close. Now that tree control is there for PRX. GX, though, forcing in on the site. They got Gen presence. Patman got an owl in. Spots that A main player.
Cloud crossing to Wine. Door went down at the perfect time. No one for PRX having the opportunity to flood in because of it. But now with the man advantage trying to press through Catwalk. Issue being Forsaken has to close the gap with the Judge at some point. There's one Sheriff. Weaponry better for GX.
But just has a room to clear the dart, but they know he's there. It doesn't seem to matter. Here is the null command that comes out. It's Devi and Jing that have to fight through it now. There's no other choice for it. From upper, West side finds yet another. It's on Jing. Suppressed, knows Cloud is likely in A main and sends his crosshair in that direction. Drops down, tries to isolate the 1 versus 1s. The flickless will not be shifted. And GX have even upped the game.
So difficult to get a kill on the drop like that. Lovely shooting from Flickless. That initial one onto Cat, tight angle was really clean. I like that decision to use the Hunter's Fury just straight away from Cloud when they got the position on something, and because he was hit by that 0 point, then he just feels pressured. Oh, I gotta do something. Goes into the open, he's scrambling. Gets shot down, and then again, it's GX. They pick up the pace nicely after that.
Pinging out 2 players of that Hunter's Fury was pretty big. I think Forsaken ate the 2nd and 3rd bolts from it.
I mean, yeah, if Forsaken gets that crazy kill in the smoke, because it was just such a chaotic situation for Grabinho to try to figure out. But yeah, he took so much damage. GX set up well in the post flank.
PRX always trying to arrange their pieces to have like at least decent numbers for these GX pushes. We see Jing trying to refresh that one way to A main, hoping to funnel GX through towards tree. But GX had their own gameplay and they're confident. They owl drone in. There's a Paranoia straight away just to try and deny any direct follow-up right behind that owl drone. A fast play gets shut down, but in the end, there's so much to work with. Null Command, Hunter's Fury, both committed to that engagement. And it pays off for GX. Hard-fought attack side rounds, White. They've evened things up.
Yeah, and PRX, they did make a pretty big investment into that last round, right? So they can get a meager bit of a half buy going. Looks like something not going to commit any cash here, so you can buy the operator on this subsequent round.
Yeah, it's truly been PRX's year so far. The only thing they're missing, of course, is the cherry on top. Global title, all well and good. They're looking for that Pacific World Championship. It's on the table here. This is the kind of matchup they need to kind of be dominating to give that level of confidence. Remember, the winner in this series will advance to playoffs.
PRX just hoping that someone early would have gone over towards B, walked into that multi-stack of players, and it looks like now if they get a ping with this drone, they might just swing out with a few from mid.
Okay, it's going to be flash dart here to follow it up. There's a lot for GX to deal with. Their hands are kind of tied in mid, and now the push is going to come up. But Cloud, comfortable enough from Catwalk, is ready to receive this, and I think PRX have overestimated the level of disruption they've been able to induce. Down and Divine Forsaken. They take a Classic gamble up mid, bit of a Chico vibe.
It was a cool play attempt, you know, syncing up that paranoia, plus the flash from Yoru, plus the recon. After confirming information on a player mid with the drone. Not mad at the play. Cool attempt, but yeah, ultimately GX just have way better guns.
Cloud also had turned the flash and someone else shot the dart for him, so he had his crosshair positioned correctly and was ready to fight. Some stall here, of course, on this belated attempt at B. The sheer wall has to be respected. That will be drawn out now. Gets Westside at least over to logs.
Left.
Sank it and anchoring pretty deep in the site, but now all alone and dealt with perfectly clean, flawless round from GX. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I was the only one. After those first 3 rounds, when PRX converted the bonus, I was worried. I was worried that they were going to begin to run away with the game, but then GX eco them back. 4-round run. They're looking really good right now. They're playing with a lot of confidence, and maybe it's, you know, what the players had been mentioning before this game of, we don't really feel pressure. We're GX. People didn't even think we were going to be here. Yep. We're going up against the best team in the world.
3
the reigning
rookies.
champions from Toronto. We have 3 rookies. We don't have any pressure. We're huge underdogs.
Divide trying to hold close here. It's going to be a steel garden thrown out. Ara already got himself over towards that spawn side. Not a lot to see there. Somehow Cloud is all the way back there. What a wrap here for Forsaken. TP obviously gets himself in a position now to harry them from defense spawn. From the attack side even. And so Grabinho never really got to set foot on this B site at all.
What a crazy counterplay from Forsaken to just disrupt the plans of GX entirely. I mean, look at the X's on the map right now of where the dead GX players are. It's like in the spawn of the defenders damn near.
It's like we used to see Jing do on Icebox. Same idea, right? That TP into spawn. Smoke assisted though on Icebox in fairness. This guy just rips it. Love that from Forsaken. And on the other end, right, it's a steel guard and that definitely slows GX up. So it puts them on a real clock when there's an Omen player teleporting into this
just pushes them into Forsaken. That was a crazy little scenario.
Yeah, like Ara got ahead of it, right, but not in a position to be sort of followed up on it all. It was a PRX round of all rounds, for sure. Grabinho loves that spot. So does Boaster, by the way. That little TP on the box of top mid. Nothing to be gained from there right now. It's actually a pretty deep dark cover thrown out here by GX.
Something has this operator was saving for on one of the prior rounds, controlling mid at the moment. As GX currently setting up for a split into this B site. Patman ready to let that recon go once they get through the choke point. So they can try to spam some of these players down from back site through Boathouse.
Oh, that is dirty. Ara is so close. And there's a noise cut in mid, or rather PRX don't see GX as they pull out of that part of the map and leave the insert. Something's back in the game and Ara might have something to say about it, but the slow orb meant there's no direct follow-up on that res attempt. It's Cloud falling. Divine getting control from stairs here. Caught inside the fragment and Gravino's got the follow-up now. Patman has to fight for himself inside Boathouse. Chucked down, still gets the kill. And now Dimensional Drift is going to get something into the site, but he's holding nothing but an operator. Jing can also work out from spawn as well. There's Westside. Damn, he's been good today. Very sharp, and Jing should wait a moment. He's got something with him now. Seen this guy retake 1v2 with an op. He's got Jing to help him this time. Flickless watching Speedway, though Jing's going to have to be quick with this adjustment, and he is. So much so he doesn't take any damage. Westside now under pressure, shot through the wall, and something alights with the shorty. Hard fought round for PRX, but they'll take it.
Beautiful attempt from Westside. Just feels at the very end he needs to adjust the positioning, and it's something right on top of him with that shorty. Fast for the trade. This was an insane little shot from Aura to open the roundup. Look at that from Something's point of view. The second he checks that left side, Aura is right out there.
Sick two-piece there from Westside. For me, it's Jing being able to get that correction of aim onto the plant spot.
And having the res available in mid, just bring it right back to the 5-on-5.
Yeah, it kind of negates all of Ara's patience, just staying as that insert in mid.
Super important round to use it. And that was onto Something who then has the Dimensional Drift to follow up into the site.
But that'll condition PRX now. That deep smoke into mid could imply an insert being left behind by GX for later in the round.
Westside with that cam. Does get something up. Patman and Something that time. A bit of vengeance onto Aura. That is the duelist, the entry, the space maker, when you're trying to hit one of these ascent sites, totally removed. This is going to be really difficult for GX from here on out, especially if they go towards that setup with the Vice. You're just going to get your team fully stalled out by the Thorns. If you go into the Sage, one slow orb, no one can get past it, you're all just trapped. Maybe Grabinho can try to go for some kind of crazy TP, but outside of that, not a lot of options.
There's a sheer wall inside tree. Something can play off that after trying to take a pick.
And that did turn off the Vice util for but a moment, but no one is able to, it's not really a play to be made off of it, unfortunately.
Down mid, look at this double face that's been set up randomly by PRX. They've just assembled this in response. That deep smoke's there again, and all Cloud spammed out just as the smoke bloomed. Flickless fortunate to get across. He can play off his player in B main, but it's a Sage wall there to play with.
There are rotates being drawn for PRX, aside from the fact that Jing is just entrenched here in the corner.
No!
What a
Behind the
transfer.
wall! That is disgusting. And again, Jing with the crucial frags. Knock the wheels off the GX bus.
GX had a really cool game plan there, honestly. Grabinho was working through A main. He found a pick. If you looked at the top of the minimap, everyone from PRX, after he got that kill, were being dragged towards A. It was just Jing who was fully committed to that site.
30 seconds.
If he even goes 1 for 1, Grabinho's teleporting back. Obviously, still a horrific position for GX, but I think they had a cool game plan that is just ultimately unraveled because Jing puts together a really sick multi-kill.
Remember that solo hold for Jing with the wall sets up the double face in mid for that spam kill. So sick.
Wow, Paranoia straight away catches everyone. Slow orb as well. Oh my god, this is miserable.
Doesn't know where to be. Here come the shock darts. This could be painful. Patman's got another one where that came from. Grabinho would love to get up on the corner, but Jing has been felled.
Everyone on GX aside from Westside just damaged up. Hit now 2 from the spam. They are all so weak. Sold out. Double flash.
With Paranoid to get them on the speedway here. Patman respects it though. Tries to fold away. Forsaken TP out in the open. Apparently Flickless punishes.
What a
His
kill
null
from
command.
Flickless.
This is dangerous here. That util turned off. Patman has to fight out the old-fashioned way, and that is beautifully done, but Westside will be waiting. Look how low he and Flickless are. By no means a sure thing for GX. And it's up to Divider, dig them out. Flickless low drifts across the side. Westside will be set up on the speedway. Drop down onto the side and wins it out. 12 and 8 for Westside.
Oh my god, man, he is on one right now. The crosshair placement is just excellent in these fights, and he is so quick with the reactions. By the way, though, beautiful kill from Flickless. That one right there onto Forsaken. The highest impact kill, in the round at that point, opens up the site. Westside clutches up.
Okay, that's only DEFCON 5 for Alex. We're doing fine. But GX really proactive. Remember, they throw that neural theft in and then immediately Paranoia Speedway. They're very, very keen to get onto this
And it
side.
was synced up with a flash from the KO. Insta just pop out. That was with all 4 players so weak, stuck in the choke for ages at that point.
There's just a symphony of util lined up. These set plays for GX, man, are so clean.
That's what has really impressed me about them on both attack and defense, on their executes. The sequencing of their util and timings, so tight compared to the competition.
And that contrasted with PRX's just innate talent, ability to flood like no other team. A little bit of a difference of styles there. Paranoid, Forsaken, he tries to back away. He actually avoids the one that comes in Jen's direction, and Nara now is above him. Not ready for Forsaken to be crouched, perched from below. Something gets in and then gets straight on out, like only he does. There's Artis Fury here from the Heaven's side. As Forsaken's ready to get messy on the side itself. Cloud barely alive. Jing puts him out of his misery now. It's on Flickless. He gets bounced, flashed, and rolled by something.
What an outstanding flood from PRX, and this is the exact kind of fun pace that I wanted to see in a PRX versus GX games. 2 teams that are highly coordinated and willing to absolutely send it on the opponents.
I mean, PRX are the team that are going to force you, they're going to drag you to pay at that fast pace, right? You will need to compete for timings, fight aggressively over this space, but GX are happy to do with that because they've got such sick prep, such a good foundation of set plays on this map. They will go to that gear. Let's have a break here at halftime. Standing over to the stage, Lou is standing by with a very special guest.
Et pour un jour de semaine, on est ravis de voir pas mal de fans de GX ici à nos côtés. It's a pleasure to welcome Elise with me, who's a GX fan here. Welcome, first of all. And the first question I wanted to ask you is, you're rocking, that T-shirt and the jersey. How does it feel, to have GX fans here in Paris, despite the French and Spanish rivalry?
It's so cool to see everyone here rooting for GX, and I think you are too, right?
I'm an EMEA girly, but never biased, guys, never biased, of course. Donc, première question, qu'est-ce que ça fait finalement d'avoir des fans français ici, malgré la rivalité Espagne-France? Eh ben, c'est trop cool. On a évidemment l'ambiance ici et on a peut-être une hausse qui est un petit peu biaisée pour l'EMEA, mais jamais trop. And second question, we know that the season has been hard for GX. No one was expecting them, at Champs, and yet here they are. So what is your advice for fans, who struggle to follow their team in hard times?
Well, you just have to believe in your team, really. And they had such a great run on stage 2. It was really nice. And seeing them putting up a fight against PRX, it's so nice.
Yes, I definitely agree with you on that. Donc un petit conseil peut-être, c'était dur la saison pour GX, ils sont remontés de loin, et bah oui, il faut continuer de croire en sa team, ils sont remontés pendant le stage 2 et ils ont une vraie belle run. So let's see if the fan buff can carry GX on Ascent.
And honestly, I think there are more and more GX fans being made by the moment. They've been looking very, very good, standing up against the most terrifying team in the world. And this guy is a big part of that. I suspect something here. The highlight for your Coinbase Econ report at 63.5. Just pure audacity. I think he's 7-0 at the start of the game. He does slow down. He goes, 14-7 after that fact, but obviously always in the engine room for PRX.
And keeping that rating high while purchasing 3 ops as well. That's, I think, kind of the standout part for me. Was getting a lot of value with those late. Some of the shotguns, too, had some great dimensional drifts. But, yeah, something right now looking like the best player for PRX up until this point versus Westside for GX, whose aim right now is also just unreal.
It's crazy. We saw GX on the attack side, but in these post plants, Westside is anchoring like he's a defender, looking pretty ridiculous. I also think the setup, Grabinho and Flickless with some mad util. Really, really well set up. I think Insu wanted to highlight that as well about Flickless. I think we're seeing that. He's sitting on 11 assists here.
Yeah, and speaking of, it looks like GX maybe wanting to go for a fast play down mid early with some of these flashes. Perhaps synced up or just a deep flash. No, it's just going to be a straight up contact down. They've got some sheriffs on catwalk. That good long range. Matter of fact, they have 4 sheriffs just across the board. There's a lot of classics and at least some armor. So
I think PRX have snipped this out. I think they realized something is afoot behind them. So now they'll accelerate now through B main. Paranoia is an option, of course. They get smoked off the B main and just walk straight through it. So tick-tock, though, GXR got to start nipping at their heels, and G might be the first to see it. He thinks about it. Timing's not quite there for him, though. Spotted out already. And there's Patman. Might have to do something about this. Ara with the stopping power to put 2 PRX players in the dirt.
Not a lot of util to work with for PRX, just that one Paranoia for Forsaken. Can it get a good connection? Something playing up close. 2 players all the way back.
With Razorvine there.
Cleared by Ara! Oh, wow, something takes a timing off that. What a bold play.
Grabinho's also quite low as he tries to make his way onto the side. A decent 0 point now, but PRX are ready to fight for their lives in this site. Gonna be 3 players come downstairs. Something that can turn his attention along with Forsaken to the rest of it. And that is a 3v5. PRX tucked in the site, and this is their bread and butter.
What a sick play from Something. He takes the timing to jump into the smoke off the break of the Thorn. So he knows that that player's crosshair going to be down, adjusting it back up, and he's right in Aura's face. Really cool maneuver to get them back into that 3-on-3. And then PRX doing what they do best, which is everyone fights together.
It's unspoken. It's purely instinctive from PRX in that post plant. Like the idea from GX to contact play up mid. Got them a backstab opportunity, but 2 from Ara is not enough.
It felt like it really should have been. Look, PRX take down both pistol rounds now.
They're so proactive. Look at GX. Look how fluid they are. In motion constantly. Something that's going to fight the fittest, and no one shot that dart. That is very enlightening.
How did that hit all 3 of them? That was crazy.
Yeah. Now they're going to make a play off of Catwalk, but PRX are ready to fight for this space as well. Heal up. Grabinho gets him 1. But now that leaves the A site pretty loosely held.
Didn't expect Grabinho with Flickless baiting for that position, but even still, things traded out. What a shot again from Aura. Oh my God, GX, what on earth is happening? They're just winning straight up duels, hitting crazy shots with pistols.
Devi realizes he needs to put this Vandal to work on the side itself for a retake, and he's just got around the corner. Why are you fighting? What is that? Westside with the classic.
He has the Vandal at range. I'm fine with the fight, bro. You gotta win that.
That is unreal.
I cannot believe GX are winning these fights though. Still, Forsaken, long range, open angle with the Bulldog. These guys have a combined 50 HP.
30 and 20 respectively. What on earth is that from Westside? What a filthy round from GX, man.
Thrifty.
Proactive always asking for more map control. MasterCard Thrifty, I won't soon forget.
I am just stunned. I didn't see that from Westside's point of view. What was that? I mean, he must have seen Forsaken's legs under the smoke or something. Well, I mean, I don't even know, man. Double dink long range. Westside is, it feels like he's just playing cheats right now. Westside can't miss. Man, PRX in this game so far won both pistols, but also, flip side, GX, they've won 2 eco rounds.
Yeah, 2 massive thrifties at pretty important points in the game. All right, PRX realizing that their opponents are not to be trifled with. Grabinho here committed to wine and just took the swing. That has definitely put PRX off their lunch.
Aura has pressed all the way down mid to watch this B main cross with the Outlaw. Something, does he expect it? Does he go for a little jiggle? No, he is just caught out in the open. Aura smoking that angle off. The cam is watching top cat for him as well.
Aura can be dug out here by Cloud. He can very easily support him through mid.
Or rather, I think that might have just been a ping from the drone. Either way, you know, he did have support, someone able to keep eyes on top cat while Aura was in this very forward position, which he's just retaining, by the way. But he'll have that support. Here's Flickless.
I'm going to recheck this. So set Aura up. Pop flash for his duelist. Cloud and Flickless, though, put this one to bed.
And the 2 major things that PRX are going to have to overcome to win this out on attack, I feel, when you're playing against GX on defense, is their willingness to aggress, throw set plays at you. We've already seen on attack the way that they're able to sync up their flashes really well. PRX will have to contend with that, and they'll have to contend with Aura always going for the scoped weapons, being very proficient with them, and then if you're trying to avoid those, you're going into Westside Sight, who is just not an actual Cypher one-trick, but plays Cypher as much as he possibly can because he's so good on the agent, so strong at anchoring. That is going to be the test for PRX.
Already audacious early posturing from Aura up mid. Wanting to claim this space, and no one from PRX looking to challenge top mid themselves. They play to the externalities of the map.
Westside has pushed up quite far into B main, can just play this angle, try to get a headshot tap, run away back to that Cypher setup. If they chase, it's really close for him. Takes some damage, definitely needs to be on the run. Do PRX try to accelerate to actually catch him going to backside? There are trips close on this choke. One of them just procced by that clone, destroyed by a shock afterwards.
Beijing able to bring Westside down eventually. I think he was concerned about a push up into his other tripwire. Couldn't play off it.
Something gets backside very quick off that teleport. And now GX having to play a 4-on-5 retake, make that 3-on-4.
Spike planted.
Returns up with the operator. It's more than Forsaken can handle.
PRX have Devi very late coming through B main. I think he'll potentially be this critical factor if GX do go for the retake.
It's being smoked for. GX trying to cover that at least. Now making her way towards Switch. It's actually something back in the side, got picked off. What a flash! What a setup for Flickless. And Ara's got himself a rifle to work with now. Patman about to be swarmed. Finds the first. That was the Blade Storm now down for Ara. Devi to the rescue off a good timing out of B main. Gets the Speedway. Flickless now has to dance. Dodge. Duck, dip, and dive.
He's gotten it to half.
Devi over the top, though, is able to put him out of the game. But man, that was as close as it gets. There have been no clean hits from PRX here. GX fighting tooth and nail.
Grabinho had gotten it to half for Flickless as well there. Jing again over the top. Done that on a pistol round. This time catches out that very low HP Westside trying to retreat back sight. Good attempt, and I like as well that once GX get a couple kills here, they realize, okay, one of these guys is going to be late B main. We just have to get to the site ASAP. Go forward. But then Patman
just run out of time.
Yeah, Patman does a good job there, but Devi closes things out. Pretty sick round.
Still a buy for GX though. These have been very, very costly. Attack side wins for PRX. Costly as they've been though. It's a 2-round lead that's secured themselves after a very weird start to this half.
The cash for both teams looking pretty dismal after this buy, by the way. This is a very important round in that regard.
Paranoia here from Grabinho in response. Saw one come from PRX. Hunter's Fury now active, and Flickless tries to step out, take the fight on his own. Grabinho will be called on as well. Ara on top of the wall, made use of Jing's architecture to his favor. Down to 2 PRX. Need this spike recovered, but Ara's not going to leave that area for free.
Both GX players on the way. No way, Aris is looking over top. Is that it? Yeah, he's got the angle. Patman goes down. It's all on Devi in the clutch. He won it out last round, but this one, surely not, right? Too many GX players alive.
And look at them starting to encroach now, especially behind this Al drone. Ara knows he can probably play off that. Arc Rose for Devi doesn't get him enough equity in the 1 versus 3. And step by step, GX are staying alongside PRX in this race.
Aura getting some very, very high impact moments in this second half. He has been on point, rookie debut at a global event, kill leader in EMEA Stage 2 for a reason. Up to 16, now tied with something at the top of the board. And as I mentioned, that round economy was tragic for both teams, of the utmost importance that either of them had taken on. Now GX have a real opportunity to tie up this game at 9. They just have to handle a PRX eco, couple sheriffs, something, Devi with the 2 of them.
Trying to imply a pocket for themselves for that smoke forward in B main by the attackers. 0 point only spots out the Sage here.
Something going to keep control of B main.
See Jing happy to make noise as he runs away from B main.
Nice on this eco round though that PRX do get access to the orbs across the map, can round the world it. When we get to the next buy, they're going to have likely 4 ultimates. I mean, pretty much guaranteed Devi will at some point get a kill, go down. Either way, we'll have the Steel Garden.
GX have seen enough though to stack correctly for this eco push off PRX. A Ghost and a Sheriff's all they really got to work with now, so this Outlaw should feast. Ara gets his, Grabinho happy to stand on the site and fight, but he's down by the Ghost player. Jingo now have his hands full with the play out from Tree. Flickless belatedly brings him down. Something with a TP forward onto the side, but that spike's still loose out in main. And Flickless has no reason to leave that fairly passive position. Devi had a good hold. Crosshair placement broken. And so is the lead of PRX.
So they get those orbs, they get 4 of their ultimates ready to go. A bit of damage could have been nice, given the GX economy is not off the ground just yet. And if they kept it honest and win this next round with a lot of ults, they could have gotten control of the game back. But hey, even still, they'll be happy to just get to this gun round with the ults they've got. Timeout called from Alex now. Cooking up the game plan with them to ensure that they win this critical round.
Yeah, this gun round is everything for PRX, and they've invested in it, of course, getting those orbs earlier on in their eco. All but the Hunter's Fury at the ready. That means, of course, Dimensional Drift, there's a res there if needed, and a Steel Garden for these side hits. It's a big point of contention, I think, between the Cypher and Vice choice on this particular map. And you can see that frustration here for Alex, because PRX are being disrupted frequently by GX. They are very fluid on the defense side. You watch them, they look like a kicked anthill, even early in the round. Always repositioning, always establishing control of the map, re-clearing in 2s and 3s, just drifting back and forth. Tough for PRX to put their thumb on them, and honestly, GX are stalling well enough to make sure they've got a decent shot at these holds, right? They don't want to play off sites for post parts. They want to get in an anchor and they want to throw down. Bloody hell, I mean, Grabinho sat inside Jing's smoke that he tries to, or rather Forsaken smoke that he tries to TP into. These guys are not giving any ground.
Just uses that as his own anchor smoke, basically. All right, what is the plan here for GX with a few players towards mid? They've been doubling up Grabinho, Flickless towards Cat early round a lot.
This goes here.
Do they try to go for something proactive on a round where they know PRX will have some kind of big ult play in, as the idea? And yeah, they do. I think that's a good move. Try to do something to disrupt the plan that Alex has just provided to the team. And the timeout!
They walked into it. This is not the first time we've seen this push up in the mid for GX.
Grabinho can stay pretty damn aggro because he can teleport whenever he wants. Yeah, he's just going to do that now after getting the first kill. Safe line, but they've got the advantage. Just get out. It's totally fine, right?
Gate crash at home, really.
smoke off so the res can come through onto something. That's one ultimate expended for PRX. Very important one, obviously. So, though it always feels bad that your opening kill amounts to effectively nothing, hey, you got a crucial ult out of PRX, so...
But that's your early
We'll take
mid-control smoke burn.
Who's next?
By Forsaken.
And now an immediate pivot to B main, where this dimensional drift will be used by something. You will soon learn that the B site is absolutely free for the taking. PRX can maneuver their way in and will be headed towards just a big 5-on-5 retake, in which Devi has the steel guarded, ready to go, but Morgan not smoked off. Patman, Cotton, GX, it looks like they want to accelerate.
They don't have the smoke because they had to use it in order to get the res up wide. Already PRX's util is being taxed before they even hit this B site. The slow warp, though, towards defense side spawn denies any anchor, any fight for space for GX. They have to play retake now.
PRX will have to get a really good timing out of B main. They have two players there right now. Paranoia into the steel guard, and it looks like they want to fight.
It's timely.
No, they're going to take it slow.
Devi and something opt to just stay in B main, just to ratchet the suspense up to 10. Primary's now going to be available. Devi tries to swing off that, but there's West side inside the fight. Flick this down, Guarino finds his, and GX! Unreal! Gladiators inside this B site. A hard-fought round that gets them the lead.
What a retake. That is astounding from GX. They open it with this kill, trade it for the res, sure. But then from there, in the site, I mean West side, just deletes both anchors.
Enemy remaining.
He is in outrageous form at the moment. PRX were fully divided 2 and 2, 2 B main, 2 on site. I mean, Alex is questioning why they're so stacked.
Very late 2010s gamer coded, but I'm here for it. We're bringing it back. 4 stingers here for PRX. Are GX the kind of team that are going to be surprised by this? I feel no.
No, I mean, the money was good enough that, you know, there's going to be a half by some level, right? So they'll certainly be ready for that. It's just so important again to note as we get back into this, that round loss for PRX on the prior one, they used 3 ultimates, 3 of them. Res, Steel Garden, Dimensional Drift. GX, no commitment. They have Hunter's Fury and the Null Command when we get into the bye round after this. PRX would love to, at the very least, force them to use those ults on a round here where they've bought Stingers. That would be a solid consolation prize.
Look at this dynamic setup here for GX. Now into mid. Ara is now taking that timing, taking that map control. Confident that he can post up here and look towards tiles. It's going to be a fast hit coming from B main. Ara's going to try and wrap around pretty quickly, if I'm not mistaken. West side, though, just, flat with all this. Util and Cloud come to the rescue. These guys, man, it is against Stingers in fairness. But they have got each other's backs for real. Forsaken is to fight inside the site under the effects of his Null Command. Can't make use of any of that Util. And Ara pops him.
So that is 1 ultimate expended for the sake of GX to win that round. Can't blame them for using it. Those side anchors were under a hell of a lot of pressure. With the teleport right on top of West side, the Cloud had his back.
West side was done. The Cloud is not ready for that.
And then again, just look at the way he gets on that angle and the crouch to keep the crosshair in that, on the headshot angle. He is a crazy good anchor.
GX already emerging as one of the most compelling stories of this VALORANT Champions 2025. 3 rookies taking it currently to
wow, and they've gone for the tiles push straight away, but PRX already. Hunter's Fury a bit too late.
Tiles Crunch is probably one of the least novel plays in the GX book. Something PRX have definitely seen before. That one is shut down.
That is a classic Ascent play. Teams have been running that since the dawn of time in different variations, but hey, it still works frequently enough that there's nothing wrong with mixing it in. Cloud catches something on the cross, now 1 versus 3. They have an opportunity to isolate anything else. The IGL for GX, but individually has been no slouch in this tournament, far from it in fact.
He was 23-9 on Sunset against Sentinels, plus 15 kills deaths across the entire series.
But Forsaken on that crouched angle, a bit too quick for Cloud to deal with. Crosshair not ready for that, so PRX able to capitalize on a round where they absolutely nullify this aggression from GX. And the timings end up being a little bit off because Cloud is waiting for that recon to land before sending out the Hunter's Fury. So the pace of that was a little bit too slow. with the players actually pushing down, with R getting through tiles to push out a B main. Rare moment, honestly, for GX where things are not
Didn't quite line up
too tight with the timings, and so PRX, obviously with the quality of shooters they have, they're able to just dismantle that somewhat disjointed effort.
So tech pause here, it's Ara's in-ears, if I'm not mistaken, that are now being just handled. When you've got a player who's newer to the stage, maybe newer to some of these match conditions, but obviously an MEA plays under a very similar setup, so just wants to make sure everything is ship-shape as we're getting towards the pointy end of this map. And like I was kind of saying before that tiles crunch came in, this is a team that's considered by many to be the best in the world, PRX. The favorites in this tournament. GX came in with no expectations. They've been very clear about that. And they start by rocking Sentinels. I mean, the performance on Sunset was like a 13-4. Sentinels just look horrendous by comparison. And GX have been able to, despite being matched up against a team who plays so fast, it's hard to actually put things in place against them, have been able to execute a number of set plays, not just on this defense side, but obviously also on an attack side in such a way with a util, the exception of that previous round, was layered so well, almost effortlessly by GX, and they're able to find edges against some of the best individual players as a world, as a team. GX have got such a deep playbook as far as it seems to us. No two rounds really look the same.
I'm definitely impressed by the fact that in no situations has it felt like they are shook by going up against the best team in the world, the reigning, defending champions from Toronto, heading into champs. They are just sending it. They are playing to that underdog mentality. Players are making individual confidence plays, taking timings. We've seen that from Aura, especially on this defense side. Oh my God, by the way, Flickless has 20 assists right now. That is crazy. I just noticed that, but that is crazy. And it makes sense. We have seen him hit a number of important flashes throughout this game.
It definitely feels like, you know, the GX we see when Flickless is on KO, for example, as opposed to like Viper, someone who's less able to assist with like that faster play or less positioned to set a duel to start
like his
success.
breach on Sunset as well, right? And that is just that is the duo that was added. Flickless, Aura.
An insane flex player. And again, that experience with, you know, playing alongside some of these players in the past on teams as well, in challenges. I mean, don't forget, at the end of Stage 1, GX make wholesale changes, pick up these players from challenges, and then become a force to be reckoned with in Stage 2. After a bit of a up and down group stage as the playoffs where they really came alive. These guys are the real deal now. They've had enough time to get settled. And in a blink of an eye, they've gone from playing their Stage 2 into going up against the reigning champions from Toronto and giving them a heck of a go.
PRX.
Look at this top mid grouping.
Can they get back into this must-win round of GX? They'll be on match point. The economy for the defenders still strong at the moment. Patman is built to that Hunter's Fury, and honestly, you know, PRX, one thing they have done a great job of on this attack side is controlling the orb game, right? Yeah. Despite using it just a couple rounds ago, Devi is almost at that Steel Garden.
But in doing so, they often give up mid early, which has allowed for these plays from GX through it. This time, 3 players up mid, they are going for it.
All the way up mid, use that wall to cross from spawn so you can't get shot. Flash for lane, something ready to go in.
Cloud and Westside fully anchored for this now, though they are tucked inside Boathouse. Cypher U2 coming up, and Patman's trying to clear them out. The perfect opener, but Cloud is ready on the swing. And there's more coming. He might just be ready. What a flash from Flickless again! The setup is too good. Ara gets involved. Cloud's able to hold his own. And PRX are down to just Patman, who was supposed to be the one that opened the way up. Let them move in behind this Hunter's Fury. Now he's got to do it himself. This could be the map.
30 seconds left.
Aura on the angle, ready to go. The double swing out. I mean, GX, they come into this playing the oldest comp in the book for Ascent, the classic. And you don't really see it too much anymore. And I think it's valid if you have questions about, man, they're still running this. But then you watch them play it, and look at the timing on this. The flash over the top with the double bounce, Recon comes out. It is just perfect from them. I mean, they are maximizing the tools that this comp has. So impressive.
Flickless adds another 2 assists off a devastating flash.
Aura up to 24 now. 1 round away from taking map 1 against PRX.
Ara is basically walking on palm fronds this game. That is how well he is being set up for success.
Retrieving flash.
All right, just straight up B hit off the steel guard and the device, been able to get quite quickly. West side relegated to just that. Sheriff, as PRX are on the entry. Cage about to drop. Can he get the skill on it for a second? No. Sheriff not strong enough.
Seen him find those we need to see. Classic W gaming from PRX now, and they have that massive advantage weapons-wise. They're able to leverage it to get this B-side control, but eventually GX can reach for those primaries once more. Sagewall, there's got a gap in it, so Flickless has to show himself briefly with that little gap. Something working those angles pretty effortlessly, and there's a slow warp that will waylay Flickless further.
Gravino working through B main. We'll discover that there are no PRX players there this time, everyone on site. No reason for GX to not go for this. Only one round left, and they have a ton of money, but it's something who's ready to clean things up.
Okay, Donato wins that one. Flickless at 10. And we know just how solid things have been for GX. They've got decent money here. And now to get two guns out of the hands of PRX. As Pacific's #1 seed stays alive in map 1.
Just keeping it simple, straight up Big B, execute with the Steel Garden. You know that GX have been anchoring this site hard. Westside is always playing there. You know you're at least going to catch him right. So they get in, able to draw out those cages, they wait things out. The Forsaken swings through. He's only got the Sheriff Westside. He can't win that.
Devi had to pop his ult really hastily because that 0 point was about to turn his abilities off. So they had to go there. So round 24 comes up. GX still with a map win at their fingertips. Putting PRX out of commission is a hard ask, but look at his mid take again. PRX play more towards an A side of the map. They don't get involved here, and they don't see Ara coming.
It is the last round of this game, potentially, and GX playing with no fear at all.
Unreal stuff from GX. They pick a set, and they have got to look for every single round. It's like Paris Fashion Week out there. Always something a little different. Taking that mid control on the defense side. PRX not ready for this style of play. Not familiar with their game. What an opener for GX here. An upset map win to make the series that much more interesting.
Ara with 26 kills, topping the board, 5 first bloods. He was lethal on defense.
All right, up next, we're going to hear from Yintu and the Analyst desk to break down map 1 with a very, very pleased, I'm sure, Mitch Man.
Nice cyber! No, but if you chase the ace, you won't get it. You have to let it come to you. Yeah. Okay, what do you choose? Win or ace? Win and ace, that's what I choose, brother.
2 minutes later.
Dude, guys, I knew it. One of us gonna get ace today, right? I knew it. Instant, dude, instant first round ace, dude. When I said that.